Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy start of a brand new week. Come on in, everybody. I'm jumping over here so I can see the comments. That lets me know when you're here and you're giving love to each other. You're all saying good morning. I am excited for this conversation about the spiritual attributes of wealth. I know that there's so many people who need to have this conversation, who need to hear this topic, the ideas in this topic, and really my intention. Good morning, Deanna. Deanna's like, I'm going to be here bright and early. Happy Monday to you. I know that this topic is one of those that got placed in my spirit because I've been hearing these conversations. I do so much work with women who have a strong burning desire for all the things that a wealth experience will bring into their lives, and they have this internal battle against it, and it's fascinating to watch. But here's the thing. I did a teaching some time ago where I shared that there came this moment in my life where I realized I was actually addicted to suffering. And I had to do a whole body of deservingness work to heal that. But it reminds me of that. It's like I want this thing really, really badly, but internally I have all of these emotions that literally say, I don't want it. And so we suffer, we struggle, we suffer. And I think that this morning, this conversation about the spiritual attributes of wealth, my intention anyway, is that it sets you free. It sets you free if you have ever had that internal thing going on where, on the one hand, you want it, but on the other hand, you have emotions that are opposing your desire. Then I'm intending that as you listen in and you share and you type and you do all the things that we do, it really just opens you up to another way of thinking. My daughter and I were talking about religion and spirituality and God recently, and I was fascinated by her interpretation of all of it. And in the middle of her sharing with me, she said this one thing that just blew my mind. She said, and then I just started to think. And it was interesting because I realized we don't actually think. We make so many agreements in life without even considering, do I agree? Is that what I've decided for myself? Am I thinking about this all the way through? And so I'm hoping, if nothing else, that this conversation gets you to think. So I see that we're all here. Yay! Happy Monday morning. Give each other some love. I love seeing you. I love being here on a Monday morning to share these conversations with you. So can you just give a little heart to the person above you in the comments? And if you are here and you haven't commented yet, come on in, say good morning, give some love. Happy Monday. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is the collective negative agreements that we have all made about wealth, right? And help you to understand why we might resist wealth. So we've got our family, we've got culture, we've got religion, we've got what our friends think, we've got all kinds of external ideas circulating into our beingness and into our minds that help shape what we think about wealth. I was doing a summit recently, and there was the woman that was interviewing me just honestly said, Tasha, if I would have met you 5 years ago, I couldn't even do this interview because wealth is riddled with so much wrongness, badness, sin, greed for me that I couldn't even put myself in the same sentence as the word wealth. Not because I didn't want it, but because it seemed like it was such a bad thing. It was so for everybody else. And also, when I finally got down to, but it could help my life be better, I didn't want anything to do with it. I couldn't even, sometimes we say you can't see yourself as wealthy, not because you can't see yourself as wealthy. Listen to that again. Some people go, Tasha, I can't even visualize myself as wealthy. I can't see it. And it's not because you don't have the capability to see yourself as wealthy. It's because you have so much other agreements that you've made about wealth that your subconscious mind does not want to go there. It's not that you can't visualize it. Your subconscious mind just doesn't. It starts with, has your family ever had wealth? What does your family think about wealth? What did you see your parents do with money? What does your church and your religion say about your desire for money? In your culture, is it, are you emulated if you're wealthy, or are you looked down upon, or are you thought of evil, or you did something bad to get it? Like, culturally, what is your norm around wealth? And so I wanted to start this conversation this morning by saying, this is what wealth is not. This is what wealth is not. And it's something I want you to think about if you've agreed to, wherever it came from, into your conscious mind. Wealth is not greed. It's not greed. It's not sinful. It's not wrong. It's not something to be withheld and used for power against others. It's not hard to have wealth. It's not selfish to want it. It's not impossible to get. It's not restricted or limited in any way. Think about if you have agreed, if you have made an internal agreement, wherever it came from, that wealth has anything to do with those words, the meaning of those words or those things. Greed, sinful, wrong. It's used for power. It's withheld. It's for the select few and not for the rest of us. It's hard to get. You're selfish if you want it. It's impossible to experience. It's restricted or limited. Is there anywhere in your psyche, in your subconscious mind, where when you hear those words, there's a little check the box going on, like, yep, I have thought that, I think that, I see that, I have a pattern of believing it wherever it came from. Again, whether it was your family, your friends think that when you start talking about your desire for wealth, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your church, your culture, wherever it came from, do you have a like, I like see myself associating, or I have made agreements related to that? All right, can you jump in the chat and just let me know? Let me know. Teach us how to visualize. Charlene, that's coming in the next couple of weeks. We're going to do that. Those preconditioned thoughts. Shanika says, wealth is our God-given right. That's right, Priscilla. So I want to know if any of you have ever thought that. I'm going to be honest with you. I remember growing up and looking at the people in my country that were wealthy, and I made all kinds of conclusions about them versus me, what they had that I couldn't, why they had it and why I couldn't, the things that they were willing to do for wealth. I'm from a culture where there's a lot of there's just a lot of bad things that some people have done to get a lot of money. And so it would be like, I would look at the things that they had, and I would see inside my spirit and my soul and go, I want those things, but oh my God, how can I even think that? Like, I know what they did to get that kind of money, right? I know what they've done. And so I would then shut it off inside of me. Like, I can't even believe I'm thinking that when I know what they did to get the money, So I just want to ask you, is there any of you? Yes, I've made those unhealthy agreements. Thank you, Nia, for saying that. I have made agreements that it was hard. You had to have a college degree. Who do you think you are, Rockefeller? I love it. Okay, so we're just gonna bring our awareness to maybe some of the things that we've agreed to. And now I want to talk about Grace says, aspects of my blueprint made me used to think that way. Thank God for knowledge. Amen. So I want to talk about the spiritual attributes of wealth. And before I go into that, I want to expand on the word spiritual. The importance of what I'm going to say next relies on you understanding spirit. Your spirit. This is the non-physical part of you. Your spirit is the non-physical part of you. This is where your emotions and your character sit within you. It's a non-physical part of you where your emotions and your character, who you are as a person, this is your spirit. It is in essence your soul. It's who you are. And so here's what I want you to understand when I talk about the spiritual attributes of wealth. Wealth is only going to make you more of who you are. So you get to decide who you are. You know, to thyself be true. You know who you are. The spiritual aspects, it's like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? If I'm looking at wealth, there's a negative aspect, and then there's the positive, more of who I am and who I've decided I want to be aspect. And I get to choose, because as much as I say wealth is not greed, it's not sinful, it's not wrong, it's not used for power, it's not hard, it's not selfish. There are people who live that version of wealth. They choose to live that version of wealth. That is the out picturing of their soul. That's the decision that they've made. So I think that if you're here for this conversation, if you're associated with me in any shape or fashion, one of the things that I know is that our spirits are aligned. The core of who you are is good. The core of the person that you are. This conversation would just piss you off, quite frankly. Your spirit couldn't sit here because it's like, oh, this, I can't listen to this, right? Because it doesn't align with good. So you wouldn't want to listen to it, just as much as if somebody starts talking negative and mean and hurtful things. I can't sit in on that because my spirit is not aligned. I don't want any part of it. I want to walk away. Well, it's the same thing. If I'm saying wealth is a good thing, and your spirit isn't aligned to that, and you came here knowing very well my position on this, then you know that your spirit, your character, your soul is good. And so from that place, I want us to look at what wealth and the experience of wealth brings into our lives. What are the spiritual attributes? What is the goodness of wealth that is a reflection of what's inside of you? And for me, I look at it through God, universe, source. What was the intention of wealth? What is the intention of this idea of wealth, where you can have the things that your heart desire in such a way that you can do anything you want, go anywhere you want to go, at any time that you want to do it, because the means to give you that life is available to you. What was the intention behind that? And here is what I know. Wealth is God's abundance expressed through you. Wealth is God's abundance expressed through you. I actually want you to type it. All of you, I want you to type the things that I'm about to say this morning, because I need your subconscious mind to just soak all of this truth up. God's wealth is God's abundance expressed through me. I am a channel for God's abundance expressed through me. My intention. Wealth is God's abundance expressed through me. Thank you. Andrea says, my intention is to learn and teach generational wealth. Darlene, wealth is God's abundance expressed through me. If you want to say universe or source, go for it, because no matter which way you language it, it is the energy of plenty, of abundance, of more than enough, of like, think of the stars in the universe, think of the galaxies, think of the number of planets, think of the grains of sand on the beach. Like, whatever you believe created that is an energy of plenty, and it wants to express that energy through you. And so having the means to do anything you want is that energy's expression of abundance through you. Wealth is God's abundance expressed through me. Thank you, Goddess Jackie. All right. Wealth is your ability to abundantly express your love. Wealth is so personalize it. Wealth is my ability to abundantly express my love. Wealth is my ability to abundantly express my love. I've been thinking about um, the people I cherish the most. And when I wrote my notes for this, I thought about my husband and my kids. And I think about when I'm able to be generous with them, when it's their birthday and I'm able to go above and beyond. I know you want to say it's not about the money and they would accept anything that I give and they would be happy for it. But I want to be real with you. And I want to tell you, it's another level of joy for me when I know I've given a gift from abundance. Like I have blown their mind. Yes, they're going to be grateful for no matter what. Absolutely. But when you are able to express your love in that way, it is this level of joy to see them receive something that probably they would have never gotten for themselves, never in a million years, that I know how important or how much of a big dream and desire it is for them. And I'm able to express my love through giving. For me, that is pure joy. And so my spirit, my soul, my character enjoys expressing love in that way. So for me, I want you to think, well, not for me, that for me, that is, it's just pure joy. But for you, how does it feel when you're able to express love, when you're able to maybe, give generously to someone and change their life that you love, or you're able to give them a really, really special gift, or it's an experience that they've always wanted and you're able to make that dream come true. How does that feel for you? Is that something that your spirit and your character like longs to experience? Does it fill you up to be able to do those things? And the other thing is, I love it. Wealth is my ability to express love abundantly. Wealth is your ability to abundantly feel the joy of fulfillment from the financial reward that you receive when you contribute, when you make an impact, when you change the life of others. The universe it's a mathematical system. Energy goes out and something comes back to you. And for humans, the energy, the reward that we get is, yes, it's heartfelt. I love the feeling of knowing when I get messages or I get text or I see you all post in the group and you are sharing the things that you've manifested or the transformation that you've had. My heart is just like everywhere, full. I scream, I am happy. And I know though that the me stepping up and making that contribution, me stepping up and saying I'm going to serve in this way. I always tell you, my employer is God. Right? You say God, universe, source. The person that pays me, you think it's your money that's paying me, but it's really the energy of money coming back to me through you is God's way of providing a reward to me for doing that work. And it's the same for you. Whatever it is that you do to contribute to if you have a job and you go to work and you contribute to a company, to the people that it serves, or you are the product and you are contributing to the lives of others, the joy, the fulfillment that you feel when I did this work and God, universe, source through me rewarded me with wealth. And notice I don't say money because I really am elevating our conversations out of money and into wealth. I want to normalize wealth. I don't want you to think of the limitations of your job and whatever you get paid per hour or where you are in business right now and the level of income that you are receiving. I want you to think of wealth. That's the only thing I want your mind to be infiltrated with is wealth. And I want you to think for a moment, does your soul, does your character, the person that you are, does it feel amazing to you to know that you're going to do something with your life that is going to make the world a better place? Carletta, I'm thinking of you. And Carletta, I think this is what you still do. She owns properties that she leases out for Airbnb and for other corporate people coming into the UK wanting extended stays, right? And so you can go, okay, well, how do I get fulfilled from that? I really just did it for money. Well, as someone who has traveled, knowing that there is an owner of an Airbnb who takes the time to make sure it's clean, to make sure I have an amazing space when I'm there, that whatever my travel reason is, the place I'm going to stay feels like home. The contribution that gives to the person using your space, yes, you should be rewarded for taking all of the time and energy and your heart and soul that you pour into that and the risk you took to make the investment. And yes, it feels fulfilling to receive the reward financially from God, universe source, for doing that. So that is what I want you to really start. Carletta says, I go above and beyond for my guests. So Carletta, it's so funny because you just came to my mind. So I want you to think about the fulfillment that you feel from the financial reward for the work that you do. Yes, to fulfill. I love it, Kathleen. Really great. All right. Wealth and the spiritual attribute of wealth is that it gives you the ability to choose. The greatest gift that we're given from God, universe source, is that as humans, humanity, we have the greatest gift of all other living things that exist on the planet. We have the ability to choose. We actually have freedom. Now, we might think we don't have the levels of freedom that we desire because we can't do anything we want, whenever we want, wherever we want, with whomever we want at any given time. However, the wealth expressed through us gives us more and more and more of that freedom that we desire. You were created, your spirit, your soul longs to be fully expressed, to be free, to be fully expressed in time, in choices, in experiences. That's why you are here. And so when you think about what it is, what's the thing, the vehicle that allows you to have that choice? It is wealth. And that is your spirit is longing for all of the experiences that wealth will bring. And so I want you to understand that's right, Shajan, I want you to write that down. The abundance of choice is an attribute of wealth. Wealth gives me an abundance of choice. It gives me freedom. It allows me to fully express my free will. This is, it's like, I think of it, I always say, God gives us the most powerful thing that we can have, and it's the ability to choose. It's our free will. You get to decide. And it's such a powerful thing that you even get to decide if you believe that God exists, if you believe the universe exists, if you believe there's a supreme being. Like, you have so much free will. You can believe anything that you want, even to believe against your creator. That's how powerful free will is. And so I believe if we got such a power, then it is meant for us to fully express the freedom of that power. And I hope that we use it well, right? I truly hope that we use it well. And I respect everyone's beliefs, but I want to keep it to the conversation of wealth this morning, which is, hey, listen, in order for you to live the fullness of your freedom, wealth is required. Period. End of story. I had a conversation last week where I said, I want you to make a list of the top 10 things that you desire in life. What are the top 10 things you desire to have, be, do, or experience in this lifetime? Write them down and mark off every single one that doesn't require money. Do you want to have great health? Requires money. Do you want to meet the love of your life? It requires money. You're going to have to go on elitesingles.com. You're going to have to pay for a membership, right? Somewhere in there, you're going to have to go on a date. You're going to have to look pretty, whatever. Somewhere in there is money. You want to travel, money. Anything that I want you to make a list. I really do. Make a list of the top 10 experiences and mark off all the ones that don't require money. And then you will really see, in order for you to fully express your freedom, your free will, your choice in being here, wealth is required, and it's a good thing. It's part of you having the most wonderful experience of life available. Okay. All right. Thanks, Deanna, for the backup. Okay. The last one I have is the abundance of peace. Wealth allows wealth allows me to have an abundance of peace. And, I know that you can say, Tasha, well, there are some wealthy people that have a lot of money and still don't feel peace. And I will say to you, well, what's in your spirit? Who are you? Forget about them. Forget about other people and what you see other wealthy people doing, and ask yourself, for me, I know that wealth brings me peace. It brings me that feeling, the foundational feeling of financial safety. So for you, I want you to really sit in and think, is peace a good thing or a bad thing? Is having peace, just feeling safe, is that good or bad? Does my spirit long for that? And you get to decide. For me, I know feeling peace is amazing. It's good. So, Sandra, I love it. Wealth allows me to feel an abundance of peace. And so for me, when I think of the spiritual attributes of wealth, the things that my spirit longs for, my spirit longs to experience generosity. My spirit longs to experience the expression, the full expression of my love to others. My spirit longs to feel fulfillment from the work that I do and know that I get financially rewarded well to do it. My spirit longs to feel choice and freedom, and my spirit longs to feel peace. For me, those are the spiritual attributes that wealth allows me to enjoy in abundance: generosity, love, choice, freedom, peace, fulfillment. For me, that's it. So if you want to choose to continue to look at wealth through the lens of greed, sin, wrong, lack, withheld, it's hard, it's selfish to want it, it's impossible to get, it's restricted and limited, then I just want to end this conversation by reminding you that is a choice that you are making. It's an agreement. It's like you got a contract in your childhood, you signed it, and you're still living it. And I want you to read the contract again and see, can I get myself out of this? Can I get myself out of this? Because I don't want to agree to this, right? But just think about it and go, there's negative and positive to everything. There's good and evil to everything. Wealth has two sides, but what's the side that you choose? And the choice that you make is going to be a reflection of your spirit. It's who you are. It's the character that you already have. And so from that place, you decide, what does being wealthy mean to you? What does being wealthy mean to you? Sandra says, I want a new contract. All right. So with that, here's what I have for you all. I am so excited. I am besides myself. One of the things that I realize in our community is that when I talk about wealth embodiment as a vehicle to experiencing wealth, right? When you are something in your body, it's when your body is full of this is real, you have to have it in your physical reality, because your body's purpose, right? All of this, its purpose is to align to what you say is true. And so when you can embody joy, you have joy. When people say you want to have a relationship, go be more loving. You want to attract a relationship, go embody love for yourself first, right? Love for others. Just go be the embodiment of the word love, and you will attract love. Well, it's the same thing with wealth. When you want more wealth, when you want to have it in your physical reality, embody wealth. And I want to show you, for an entire week, we're going to have so much fun with one purpose: to play with the embodiment of wealth. And here's the thing, I've told you this for a while now. We're going to have 2 weeks. Usually we have, our 5-day wealth activation experience. Well, we're going to have it for 2 weeks, because before we even do the 5 days, I want you all to be in the practice of wealth embodiment. Every single day, I'm going to give you, for 7 days, a thing to do. It's going to cost you no money. Well, it might cost you a little bit of money, but we're talking about like maybe less than $50 all week, right? So put 50 bucks aside right now. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go into your comments and type the word play. If you want to come play with us for Wealth Embodiment Week, type the word play, check Facebook Messenger, and you're going to get a notification when we start. So we start September 11th. The day that we start, you're going to get exactly what you need to do every single day that week. We're going to be playing in the Wealth with Ease Facebook group. The 5-day Wealth with Ease Facebook group is where we're going to be playing. Actually, I thought I had it on here, but I don't. Next week, I'll have it up for you. Anyway, when you type the word play, it will get you into the group. It will get you all the notifications of everything that we're going to do. Just set maybe $50 max aside. I don't even think it's going to be that much. Set it aside because we're going to have an entire week of embodiment. I want to show you how fun and easy embodying wealth can be, how these are things that you can continue to do after that week. And the more you put your body in the experience of wealth is the faster it says, oh, this is the norm. This is my norm. This is my norm, right? So one of the things, for example, that I did is I decided I was going to, like, I remember the first time I was like, you know what? I want to step into wealth. So I'm going to fly first class on a little tiny trip, right? Like from here to like the next state. And so it wasn't that much to do it. But I did it so I could have the experience of what does first class feel like. I want my body to sit in that bigger seat. I want to get served and be called by my name in my seat. And, you know, I want to have the full experience of that wealth next level thing. And I did, and it was incredible. And so from there, it just became my norm. It just became my norm. And now I have a rule. If I'm flying over 3 hours, absolutely, it has to be first class or premium, right? So I want you all to just get ready for that. Also, when you register in the bot, hang tight. When you register in the bot, you will begin to get notified of our 5-day Wealth with Ease activation. You will be entered to register for it, and you will start to get your referral links. Now, you know how we do. We share our referral links with everyone. Get everyone coming into this Wealth Embodiment Week. Get everyone you know coming into the 5-day Wealth Activation. Because, first of all, a rising tide raises all the boats. So the more people that we have playing, the more energy that we have in this experience is the more fun we're all going to have, and the more that energy is going to benefit all of us, right? So go get your referral link as you go through the registration process, and make sure you invite everyone that you can. The prizes this time are amazing. There are 3 trips. Last time we had 1 trip to Hawaii. This time there's 3 trips. The Grand Canyon, New York, and Cancun. And there are 5 tickets to our live December The Wealth Circle Experience event. We're having a live event. Everybody's been, Tasha, can you have a live event so we can all come together? It'll be in December, and there are 5 tickets to be won. Every person that you invite through your referral link enters you for a chance to win those prizes. So I'm going to say, Cancun, the Grand Canyon, New York, that event in December, it has your name on it. Go share your link. All right. So everybody type the word play. Make sure you go to Facebook Messenger, get your links. Hang on. Let me see. Let me make sure everyone's typing play. There we go. Type the word play and check Facebook Messenger, and make sure that you're registered for our Wealth Embodiment Week and our 5-day Wealth with Ease experience. Well, I love you all. Go have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye, everyone.